Welcome back to Cossy Arsenal Podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to brand new video. Arsenal are signing David Raya from Brentford, one of the best goalkeepers last season in the Premier League, but also one of the best ball-playing goalkeepers in the world. Now we have Aaron Ramsdale, one of the best young goalkeepers in the world. Why are we signing David Raya? In this video, we're going to be understanding what exactly David Raya helps Arsenal tactically and how Arsenal will be setting up with David Raya. How David Raya will set up at Arsenal. One of the key important things in this video is that we will compare him to Aaron Ramsdale a lot of the time, not try to understand that he's better than Aaron Ramsdale, which we actually know, but just to make a point as how he improves Arsenal, and probably with players like Jalen Timber, Alexander Zinchenko, Kai Havertz. Why exactly would Arsenal go for a goalkeeper the profile of David Raya, although we have one of the young goalkeepers in the league that is in Aaron Ramsdale? Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well. I want your thoughts in the comment box below. Do you think David Raya is massively clear of Aaron Ramsdale? Now, this is not a slight comparison. I want you to go and deep dive in your heart. You've seen both of them. You've actually watched both of them last season. Do you think Raya is massively clear of Ramsdale, and we could see Ramsdale maybe withering away with the arrival of David Raya? Let me know in the comment box below. Now, the one thing you need to know about this transfer, it is a transfer that Mikel Arteta has always wanted. We wanted to sign David Raya right in 2020 when Mikel Arteta was doing his first summer window, but Brentford turned down a couple of bids and Arsenal decided they will not try to overpay. After that, Arsenal tried to sign him in 2021, 2022 as well. But this season, they have viewed this as a very, very big opportunity on the market. That's why they decided that they will go and sign David Raya. So the other thing you have to know is that he's not very dissimilar to Aaron Ramsdale. He's actually very, very similar to Aaron Ramsdale in a couple of aspects. He's just better. And this is where the confusion is between people like Mark Goldbridge. They're saying that Aaron Ramsdale is not a modern goalkeeper. Aaron Ramsdale is not a ball-playing goalkeeper. And that's where Arsenal are trying to sign David Raya. That is not true. The truth is that Raya is just better than Ramsdale at being a modern goalkeeper. But of course, we've seen Aaron Ramsdale distribution-wise is very good. In terms of being a sweeper keeper, he's very good. He doesn't have cold feet as well. So I don't really think we're signing Raya because Ramsdale is a traditional goalkeeper. We're just signing Raya to bring competition and to also make sure that we have a better number one. So why exactly are we bringing in Raya? What do we want to accomplish? And what do we aim to have in a goalkeeper that like Raya? So we know this in terms of save percentage, he's massively better than Aaron Ramsdale. He has up to a 77% save percentage in the Premier League. Ramsdale is average at around 66% in the Premier League. So that's one of the things we have to think about. Raya makes more saves. Raya is likely to force a save in a very difficult situation as compared to Aaron Ramsdale. But Ramsdale is still young and is still developing as well. The other thing is that he attempts more long passes, more short passes as compared to Aaron Ramsdale. And Mikel Arteta, as a ball-playing manager who's actually trying to implement a ball-playing system, he's trying to get a goalkeeper that can actually get the ball rolling. Now, one of the key examples you will have seen David Raya in was against Liverpool at the GTEC Community Stadium. He was absolutely phenomenal. And Jurgen Klopp's remarks in that game were, the goalkeeper should have been given shot number 10. He created so many chances. He was literally assisting Bryan Mbeumo and Ivan Toney. So in this one, let's dive into the tactical board of how Arsenal will actually benefit from the signing of a player like David Raya. So hit the like button and subscribe as well. So here you are. This is our tactical board, and this is how Arsenal set up. We do set up in a 4-3-3 kind of formation, which also becomes a 3-4-3. Literally, what we do is we make one of our players invert into midfield, forming a box midfield. That is really much what we know about Mikel Arteta. This season, we have also seen Mikel Arteta try to use Kai Havertz in these advanced areas. For example, in that Community Shield game, he dropped Edin Ketia and he played Kai Havertz. So let's say Kai Havertz is shot number shot number 2 in white. So he played Kai Havertz here instead of playing the natural striker in Edin Ketia. And what that actually gave us was an opportunity to go long, an opportunity for the goalkeeper to just kick the ball above our midfield, which was actually very congested by Manchester City. So we could play the ball into Kai Havertz around here. Let's just make this shot number 29 to be sure that we are talking about Kai. So literally, that is one of the options. So when you have a goalkeeper like David Raya, it means that when you play a low block, when you play a team that is very stubborn and is going to compact the midfield, you have an option of playing the ball above the midfield area. And we saw that a lot of the time when David Raya was looking for Ivan Toney and Brian Mbeumo, probably Johan Wissa at Brentford last campaign. So he literally has got that accuracy to go, okay, my midfielders are all occupied. How about I find one of the forwards, one of the wingers as well? So the first thing we will see from David Raya is very, very simple. So let's say, I think we should give him shot number 100. I just don't know how, what number he's going to put on. I've given him shot number, okay, 100 doesn't work. Let's give him shot number 70. There you go. So shot number 70 is David Raya in goal. So the one thing you will see first and foremost is he will be passing a lot, especially these short passes. We know that when we are in possession or we are starting out, it's a free kick, it's a goal kick. Our players will actually spread out like this. Ben White will actually be on top of the picture, and but Gabriel Magalhaes will be down here, and then Julian Timber will invert, or Alexander Zinchenko will invert right here in the midfield. So one thing we're gonna see is these short passes, and he's so confident to make them. Even when one of the players is being pressurized, even when one of the players is actually being marked tightly, he can give him the ball and then run and receive it. We've seen it with Andre Onana already in pre-season for Manchester United. That is the kind of goalkeeper Arsenal is signing. So because we love to play out from the back, because Arsenal literally don't kick the ball long like Ramsdale at times does, we want a goalkeeper who is very, very comfortable in tight spaces but also under pressure. That is David Raya. So that is one of the things we'll see. That's the first easy thing you're gonna see. He's going to be passing more with the likes of Declan Rice probably dropping into these deeper areas to pick up the ball. He will be passing the ball directly into them. If Odegaard drops deeper to pick up the ball as well, he's gonna be passing directly into him. So we saw that a lot of the time when Brentford were at home at the GTEC Community Stadium. Their fullbacks kind of pushed a little bit very, very wide. The centre backs also spread up, and the defensive midfielders and the midfielders in Jensen literally dropped in these areas right here. Let's just get this. Okay. There you go. So, your midfielders will drop, and their midfielders for Brentford were dropping in these areas, and that is where they were actually picking up the ball. So what that does is, because he can play the ball into any of the players arriving here, you will have a lot of passing options to play out to as a team. So if he plays this ball, for example, into Rice right here instead of William Saliba, who will be a little bit wide. So he plays this ball into Rice. Rice can easily then play this ball into Gabriel Magalhaes, or can play this ball into Julian Timber. He can turn and look for for White, Odegaard, or even William Saliba. That is one of the things that we are going to see, and it's one of the benefits of having a confident goalkeeper like David Raya. Like, he's kind of a metronome in some kind of way. Like, I've always used the word metronome when I'm referring to Pedri, because he's kind of a center of passes. So David Raya is also a center of passes. So the other thing he will allow us, not apart from playing out from the back systematically like that, we're going to look at David Raya arriving into these spaces. So the one thing we've not seen Ramsdale do, and I will not even lie for him here, he does not come very, very high up the pitch. And I'm not trying to blame him here. I don't think he's to blame It is part of his game. It's a part of it's a part of his game that is actually going to develop. So Raya will come out of the penalty area. He will come out of his box, like you see goalkeepers like Alisson and Ederson, and he will be passing right from these spaces. God, I just need so many selection tools right here. So he will be passing right from these spaces. What this will give Arsenal, and what this will actually help us, is we can easily then push up the pitch. If your goalkeeper is round here, you don't expect players to be behind him, like Ben and Gabriel. Gabriel will be round here. That allows Julian Timber to go as high as he can. Rice can go as high as he can, and then Ben White can also go as high as he can and push Saka inside as well. Because your goalkeeper is confident, because your goalkeeper is becoming your number 6, it means that your centre backs don't have to dribble. It means that your central defensive midfielders and your DM does not have to drop deep in order to carry the ball. So what we do is we push our goalkeeper a little bit further forward, for example, up to here, or maybe that's exaggerated, maybe up to here, and then he can play this ball into maybe Leandro Trossard from here. Right, so he can play this ball into that zone. He can play this ball into that zone as well, because it's a very, very good ball playing goalkeeper. So that's another thing that Arsenal will benefit from, because at times we want to pin the opponent inside. At times we want to pin the opponent in their own half. Our goalkeeper can actually give us that extra man, and we've seen the extra man for a goalkeeper a lot of the time. If you watch the UEFA Champions League football final, you will have realized that Andre Onana a lot of the time came out of his penalty area into these zones. That actually pushed DiMarco forward. It also pushed the likes of Marcelo Brozovic forward and the likes of Nicola Barella forward. So that is one of the things we'll get from David Raya. Now, when we played Everton last campaign, you will remember at the Goodson Park, what Sean Dyche did, his genius, he literally blocked every passing lane Arsenal could use. He played 4 midfielders in Idrissa Gana Gueye and Amadou Onana. He also played wingers that were literally kind of inverted. So their wingers were not to cause problems for Arsenal. Their wingers were actually to stop our wing backs and also to stop our wingers. He compacted the midfield area. He also compacted all the narrow passing lanes and all the narrow passing channels. So this is where David Raya is going to be very important. This is where David Raya is going to create a difference. So if you watched Brentford last campaign a lot, you will have realized that he really takes their free kicks in so many of the occasions. Why? You have to ask Thomas Frank. But in my own case, and according to the research I've done, he takes their free kicks because he's got that ability to pin the ball into those wide players and also to find the chest or head or feet of Ivan Toney. Now, like I said, Mikel Arteta played Kai Havertz instead of Edin Ketia in the Community Shield. That actually is for a reason. He did that for a reason. Why? So when you have a goalkeeper like David Raya, and the midfield, for example, is compact like this, there are no passing lanes, everything is blocked, it is congested, Arsenal cannot play out in midfield. What we can do occasionally is we can allow Leandro Trossard or Gabriel Martinelli to stay high up the pitch. Saka is always high up the pitch as well. And then Kai Havertz, who's a very, very tall and energetic, probably not very energetic, but very tall as a target man. So David Raya then can play this ball from maybe around this area into Leandro Trossard, right? Without any kind of interjection, without using the help of Rice, Odegaard, or even Thomas Partey. He can also play this ball long into Kai Havertz, and he can play this ball, and he will actually play this ball into Bukayo Saka lots of the time. What does that do, Cossy? What this actually does is, because you have players like that really run, like Brian Mbeumo, vis-a-vis Saka, like Ivan Toney, who can actually hold up the play, just like Kai Havertz, just like Gabriel Jesus, your goalkeeper will help you push up the pitch in a matter of seconds. With just 1 or 2 kicks, he can get this ball right from maybe Gabriel, back from Gabriel, and then he will play that long ball into Leandro Trossard or Gabriel Martinelli. So what we will have done there is we will have pushed high up the pitch with one single kick, and that single kick will be right from our goalkeeper. So that's one of the reasons why we are trying to sign David Raya. He's going to give us passing options, but he's also going to create something very, very different in this Arsenal side. Hey, he's a very good guy in terms of passing the ball. Long passes, better than Ramsdale. Short passes, better than Ramsdale. But he's also very confident, and I would love to see him play in the UEFA Champions League. But to be honest, Ramsdale led us to the UEFA Champions League. If I was to pick one goalkeeper for the Premier League and one for the Champions League, I would give Ramsdale the choice. But if the choice was mine, Ramsdale for the Champions League, and then I would definitely play Raya for the Premier League. I'll see you right in the next one. Let me know in the comment box below what you think about the debate between Raya and Aaron Ramsdale.